Assalamualaikum. We're here at Kingusi, the cemetery here, and you'll see a number of British Indian soldiers that are buried here. There's at least 10 graves that are Muslim graves, and I'm just going to show you some of the graves there, yeah? And one of the things that you'll notice is that these headstones are slightly different from the other non-Muslim headstones. They're actually facing Qibla, and most of these soldiers died in the Second World War, so you've got dates of 1943, 42, and amazing thing is a lot of these soldiers that passed away were young soldiers, and they came here in the Second World War as part of a training exercise to train British soldiers. And we got Umar here. Umar, can you tell us a little bit? Umar is from Colourful Heritage Project, which is being exhibited in Scotland Street Museum, and you've been doing a bit of research into this. Tell us a little bit more about these graves.
We've got in the exhibition at Scotland Street, we've got a section dedicated to the contributions of the Indian soldiers to the World War I and II. Coming here, Amjid, you'll see 1942, right? Yeah. You see 1943 just behind it, yeah? October, June, so clearly the regiment was here for some time, at least 6 to 12 months during that period. But what's fascinating is everyone's been celebrating, it's been all over BBC, partition and the independence and the 70-year celebration. Let's not forget the contribution of these people who are lying here, buried in the Highlands, with respect to the independence that you have today in India and in Pakistan. Their contribution was massive. As we've learnt from historians, there was a volunteer army, in one sense that's said, but an indication that if the Indian soldiers can come and support, they will get their independence from that time, the British colonial rule. So these people have given their blood, not just to protect the British Empire, but also
to fight for independence.
To fight for independence, exactly, of Pakistan and the other countries.
And we have to recognize the contribution that they made, the sacrifices they made, and a lot of these people, as we've said, were young men, and you wonder about their families. Did their families ever find out what happened to them? How did they die? Did their families even know that they're buried here? We, mashallah, myself, Munawwar and Umar, we came here today and we read Fatiha here, but we would encourage other people to come here, Kingusi Cemetery, come here and pay your respect to these Muslim soldiers. We were told that there was 12 graves. We've identified 10 graves here. All 10 were Muslims. I'm with Joe here in Kingusi, and we're going to talk about the British Indian soldiers that died in the Second World War. So Joe, what do you know about them?
Well, my understanding is that they were all from the Indian subcontinent, right? And they were Indian forces, and they were doing mountain warfare training here. But I think there's 10 or 12 graves in the new cemetery. Now these graves are tended by the local branch of the British Legion here.
Right.
So they are looked after.
Good.
And the names and dates of birth and dates of death and everything are on the gravestones. But I didn't live here then, but my wife did, and she recalls there was lots of different troops here. There was Indian mountain artillery groups. I'm not sure what these men were in, but they trained in the trained arms.
Right.
And they had a camp in Glenfeshie, which is just over the hills here. They were here for quite a number of years. Yeah. It wasn't just 5 minutes.
I mean, what was life like at that time?
Pretty cold. They found it very cold.
They found it very cold.
Some of them did. The ones
coming from India.
Aye. Well, during the war we had, I was a boy during the war. I remember some quite severe winters. And a lot of them weren't used to that kind of weather, and some of them were killed in road accidents caused by lorries skidding on the ice.
Right.
That's foreign to their experience.
It must have been strange coming to suddenly the Scottish Highlands and then having to deal with the Scottish weather as well. The contribution of the Indians in the Second World War, whether they were Muslim, Hindus or Sikhs, was substantial, and is something that we should never ever forget.